Designer Radio episode 4 is going to be pretty awesome. You got to hang around the whole time. Don't cut this off. Watch the entire thing. We're going to feature some really cool people today. Who are we featuring, Rhett?
We've got John Allen James, Tiffany Snyder, Pauline Brown, Scott Owen, Braden Berry, and Hoss Ridgway today.
Some of the most interesting people in the world. But we've got one more special guest. We're so excited for you guys to meet Whitley Casey. We've done a lot of songs for Whitley, and I wanted to interview him, and I wanted him to talk about his home recording studio. He recorded all of his vocals for his whole album in his house, never left home, and it's one of my favorite projects we've done. We're featuring a bunch of his songs. So check out this interview we did with Whitley and learn about how he did his own vocals. So we've got one of our favorite songwriters, favorite artists here with us today, Whitley Casey. Whitley is our very first interview for TuneDesigner Radio. What do you think about that?
That's amazing. I'm totally down for that.
Tell everybody about your album, and just, I know it's been out a little while, but just tell everybody where they can get your album, you know, the name of it, all that good stuff first.
Yeah, so the album's called Dream. It's basically songs that are just about certain times in my life and certain times in other people's life that I kind of wrote about, just going through times of tragedy and just trying to provide hope for people, and places they can get it. They can get it at my website, TuneDesigner.com, and pretty much all digital stores, iTunes, Spotify, stuff like that.
I'm so proud of this. This is one of the most, I will say this is the proudest album I've ever been a part of. I just love the album. I love how it sounds. And so one thing I wanted to focus on is you never left home to record this album.
I did not.
We did the music for you, but you did all your vocals at home, and I was so impressed with your vocals that I wanted you to talk about your home studio and just some of the equipment you have. I've got a few questions here. But how long did it take you to learn how to record yourself at home? How'd you get into that?
Before this project with you guys, I kind of did a small little EP, just out of this home studio here. It wasn't kind of getting the sound I wanted, but definitely a learning process, and was able to learn how to record vocals and get all tracks together.
What are you using? Just go through the program, the equipment, the mic. Just tell us. What do you got?
Mainly, what I've been using is I have an older Mac desktop that I run just Reaper off of, and I do my vocal tracks, record them through that. Then I will, if I'm on the road, I have a MacBook Pro here that I'll use Logic Pro and do my vocal tracks through if I'm at a show or something. And normally my vocal mic is this Bluebird bottle right here. And so it's normally what I use, and I just kind of run it all through one of those Focusrite Scarlett 2i2s.
Yeah.
Now, did you say you use Reaper to record your voice? That's free, ain't it?
Yeah, Reaper's free.
That's great.
That ain't even fair, man. I thought, so if I've got a guy, all of our clients, a lot of them record at home. Can you, for somebody who's thinking about doing that, tell them the advantages of just having your home studio right there?
One is the gas mileage.
Gas mileage? Yeah.
Gas mileage. We've come up to Georgia, some other studios and recording before, but it's a little, there's a little more freedom to it when you have your own home studio and your own equipment and stuff to work with, and especially like last year when we were recording that album, I think I did maybe 200 dates last year.
Wow.
Just all around the country, and so I was able to kind of take this on the road with me, my laptop and my mic, and just find quiet places. I know one of the tracks I did for the record was in the closet in the middle of this cabin in Mount Shasta, California.
Wow.
So,
That's cool.
yeah, so that was
Now,
pretty neat.
Rhett, I want Rhett to just talk about, when you do your vocals at home, you send them to us. Rhett does his stuff. He mixes them. Just talk about the quality of Whitley's vocal.
Well, they're great. I mean, we get vocals from all over the world, literally, and we'll get people from home studios to really big studios. And I don't know that if Whitley would have went somewhere else or done anything, it would have been any different or any better. It was great. So I've gotten worse vocals from an actual studio.
Yeah.
So it was really good. To me, doing it at home, if you do it the right way, you're not going to really lose any quality, to me.
Right.
With the way we mix things and stuff like that, you're really not going to lose the quality. So, I mean, Willie did everything at home, and you're not going to tell a difference at all. And it's going to be more comfortable for you, and it worked out really good.
I think that's one thing, Whitley, is you have as much time as you want to spend on a vocal.
Right.
At home, and you could get it just right. You're not under any kind of pressure. To me, that's the biggest reason why you could invest in just what Whitley. I always want to call you Casey Whitley. You've got one of them names, man. But Whitley, listen to this album. Go buy this album, because the other cool thing that I just love is that we recorded all of this album on Facebook Live, which terrified me, to be honest with you. But just about every note of this album is on Facebook Live, and you can go through our Facebook videos and see us. And then all of the vocals were done in this room right here that you see that Whitley's sitting in. That's the room, right? I mean, that is the room. Well, except the cabin. The cabin that you had.
Oh, still there?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
cool.
still there. Tell them where you're at. You're in, where is it, Texas, right?
Yeah, so right outside of Temple, Texas.
Okay,
So
yeah.
It's about 30 miles, south of Waco.
Well, I'm so proud of this record, and we talk about it all the time. George and Daniel, it's just one of our favorite ones, and I appreciate you taking some time with us. Tell us what your future plans are, and then we'll let you get back to work.
Yeah, so I'm about to do a Christmas single with you guys. I'm very excited about that. And then here in the beginning of 2020, we're going to release the one we did this summer called Keep the Fire Burning as the first single
that's a good one.
for the next project, and then start working on the next album together.
Yeah.
Well, he's got it going on. If you don't know his music, check it out. Go buy his record. And Whitley, we love you here, man. You're one of our favorites.
Yeah, man. Love you guys.
All right, brother. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
man.
Yeah, dude. We'll see you.
All right. So big shout out to Whitley Casey, and thank you, Whitley, for taking up some time with us. Check his music out. What is TuneDesigner Radio, Rhett? Just for people who are just figuring out what we're doing here.
All right, so we made a playlist on Spotify to feature the artists that record with us. So this is a playlist of songs that we've cut here at TuneDesigner with people that have worked with us. So all the songs on here is stuff that we've made in our studio at TuneDesigner, and we worked with the artists, and they eventually released it and put it on Spotify. So we just grabbed some of the work that we've done off Spotify, made a little playlist, and we're kind of just starting it out. So we're still learning all about what we should do, what we shouldn't do, and so just check out the playlist. We're going to keep updating it here and there and featuring different people. But yeah.
Well, I'm going to talk about the other folks on the playlist. John Allen James. I think he's from Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
I want you to hear just a little bit of his voice. That song is called Amnesia Game. Do you know what amnesia is?
Yeah, you just like, I don't know if you black out or what happens, but you just can't remember.
I've never had it.
No.
That would be, it's like you wake up and you don't know who you are. You can't remember anything. John is a great artist. Great. He played what he did. We met him through a news channel who wanted to do a story on TuneDesigner, and he came up, spent a couple of days with us.
Yeah.
We fed him, we took care of him, and he's an interesting guy, and he's a great singer songwriter. And he played all the acoustic guitar on this
Yeah.
record.
He did.
So it's not. I don't know what genre you would call him.
I don't know.
But I like what he's doing.
Yeah, it's
y'all
really
go check
cool.
him out. Then we've got Tiffany Snyder, Good, Bad, Ugly. That's the name of her song.
Yeah. Yeah, I played steel on that. Yeah, she came up and did vocals. She came up and did vocals too. I forgot about that.
The Good, Bad, and the
She's
Ugly.
from Florida too, I think. I think she's from Florida.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with her song, but that's an old Western movie.
No, I
Good,
didn't know
Bad,
that.
and the Ugly.
I don't watch many old Western
What's
movies.
your favorite Western movie?
I
gotta
couldn't
have
even.
one. I like the
One
Magnificent
with
Seven.
John Wayne.
I like the Magnificent Seven. Tiffany's a great singer-songwriter. I think that might have been her first song she's ever recorded.
Yeah, I think she came up and recorded, and we were. I think I recorded the vocals.
Yep.
Yeah, in my studio. Yeah.
Scott Owen, great country artist,
Also
songwriter.
played steel on that.
Growing up, I was 8 years old. The first time I wanted out on my own. Mom and Dad just too strict.
Really cool song called "It's Home." That sounds like country music right there.
Yeah, that's I don't know how you can describe that, but that I love the it's like the early 2000s country. It's like right after 90s country kind of was wrapping up. Some of that stuff I really like. That's kind of what it reminds me of. That's some of my favorite style of country music.
I like what the song is about. It's called "It's Home." My favorite place to be is home, and I've lived in this hometown my whole life. I
Yep.
haven't never been many places, but that's why we're featuring that song. He's a great singer and artist, songwriter. He's got a bunch of material we've recorded. Braden Berry, "Her Eyes."
I see memories in the window as I stare outside.
Now,
Yeah.
Braden, I think we recorded this in our old studio.
Yeah.
Talk about a few things that we have now that we didn't have in our old studio. You've got new plugins, a new room.
Yeah. Well, in the old studio, I would record vocals sometimes. We were kind of more cramped over there. We didn't have as much space. But now I've got, 2 vocal booths just on my side of the studio where I can record people. And so that's nice. And we just have a lot of more, the stuff with mixing and recording is always changing. All the plugins and the sound, really. And just the sound from, 4 or 5 years ago of country music has just changed so much. And so we're always changing that. And these plugins are, part of it's the reason that it's changing is because this country music is being made more. You don't have to go to some big, huge studio to do this anymore. So a lot of that sound is coming from guys that are mixing it on their laptop, So, but we have a lot of more plugins, and we just have more space. Our drum sounds are bigger now, and and the more we do it together, I think the better we get at it too. So,
This next guy, Hoss Ridgway, that's a name right there, Hoss. Remember the what was that old show? Bonanza.
Oh yeah.
You ain't never seen Bonanza.
Mm-mm.
Hoss is he's got a great kind of modern hymns thing he did. This is a really cool song called "Strong to Deliver." That's an older song
pretty
we've
cool.
done, but I've always liked it.
Yeah,
And,
it's got the mandolin out on the intro, and a lot of your modern stuff doesn't have. I know it's supposed to be hymns too, but that's pretty cool to have the mandolin playing the intro.
And Miss Pauline Brown, she is just a great songwriter, great singer, and she wrote a very special song about dementia. Her aunt is dealing with that, and so this is a really special song called "The Long Goodbye."
It makes me sad seeing you this way, even though you seem happy.
So I want you guys to add this playlist to your phone or wherever. Add TuneDesigner Radio to whatever you've got, so you can listen to all these playlists. We this is the one playlist, and we update it every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And got to work with us. You may wind up on here, and we may talk about you on TuneDesigner Radio.